WXII 12 News starts right now.
Now at 7, a remarkable recovery. The strides of Adrianna Councilman is making just months after a violent attack.
People call out because they physically cannot come to work because they don't have the financial means to continue to go to work.
The shutdown showdown in Washington impacting air travel around the United States, why airports are feeling the strain, and how your travel plans could be interrupted.
American roots music has its own language, its own harmony, its own tradition.
And a first-of-its-kind music program is being created in the Triad, why a local university is bringing the traditional sounds of our state to its classrooms. Good morning, and thank you all so much for waking up with us. It is 7 o'clock on the dot on this Sunday morning. I'm joined by meteorologist Dave Aiken. Dave, it seems to be a very, very windy day ahead of us, and taking a live look at Elon University's Cam, it looks like it's wet out there. Are we going to be expecting some rain in our forecast?
Yeah, already got a few showers out there. As you can see, they're pretty patchy, really, Adrianna, but the winds are going to be an issue, as you mentioned, as we go in through the day today. Starting to see some rains back out over Alamance County, and you can see the walkways there at Elon University a little damp. Some of you still seeing some dry conditions. The bulk of the rain right now is down over South Carolina, just in and around Myrtle Beach, between there and Charleston. And they've seen some heavy rains even inland, heavier rains down over eastern North Carolina, but you can see the patchy activity across the Piedmont right now. This is going to be the trend as we go through the day today, kind of some off and on rain showers from time to time, mainly moving out of the east and the northeast at times too. So watch for that and put that in your plans for today. Not the greatest day. The further west you go, the drier it will be. Not that they won't see some shower activity out there, but this is about 2 o'clock, and I think it's early to mid-afternoon. We'll see our best chances for rain. Late afternoon into the evening, things should start to diminish, and then we should see some clearing overnight towards tomorrow morning and looking a lot better. We'll start off in the 50s tomorrow. Wind gusts down east have been in excess of 40 miles per hour, 51 mile per hour wind gusts down around Atlantic Beach. Temperatures right now into the 60s for the most part, some 50s out there too, and wind speeds out of the northeast 10 to 15. We've seen wind gusts here in the Piedmont 20 to 25 miles per hour. Today, periods of rain, gusty winds, temperatures in the mid 60s. Those should die off a little bit later on this evening. We'll have the rest of your 7-day forecast, and I think you're going to like it. We'll tell you and show it to you in just a little while, Adrianna.
Thank you, Dave. We're following breaking news this morning in Greensboro. Police tell us they're investigating multiple aggravated assaults on South Elm Street. Now, officers responded to the 600 block of the busy Gate City roadway. One victim was found at the scene near Gate City Boulevard. They've since been transported to the hospital for treatment, and there's no word on their condition or a suspect. Now, authorities are also investigating at the 500 block of South Elm Street near South Davie Street. Police did not share specifics on how many people were hurt, but were told at least one person was transported from that scene as well. GPD did not say if these incidents were related. We have reached out for more information and will update you on air and online as soon as we know more. A developing story now in Mississippi. Police say at least 8 people are dead and 20 others are hurt after several shootings broke out. Now, the first one happened in Leland following the town's homecoming game Friday night. 6 people were killed and 10 others were injured. The victims ranging in ages from 18 to 41. Now, officials have arrested an 18-year-old in connection to a separate shooting that killed 2 people, including a pregnant woman. Authorities arrested 2 others in connection to a third shooting at another school. There's been no word on if anyone was hurt in that case. And in South Carolina, Lander University police confirmed there was a shooting near campus yesterday. In an email sent to students, the school says it happened in the area of West Cambridge and Durst Avenue. That's unclear if anyone was hurt or if any police have made any arrests. We're learning more about a deadly blast at an explosives plant in Tennessee. Police say no survivors have been found after the explosion at Accurate Energetic Systems on Friday. At least 18 people are still unaccounted for, and officials are leaning on DNA technology to identify the victims. Investigators say it could take several days or even weeks to figure out what caused that deadly blast. Danville City Councilman Lee Vogler is now walking and climbing stairs as he continues to recover after being set on fire earlier this year. Now, that's according to an update shared by his wife, Blair. She also shared her husband moved out of the ICU last week, months earlier than expected. Vogler was set on fire outside his office on July 30th. Shotzi Buck Hayes is accused of attacking the councilman. He's charged with attempted first-degree murder. Court testimony revealed that Buck Hayes told investigators he intended to kill Vogler over an affair with his wife. In national news now, President Trump plans to fly to Israel later today in hopes of finalizing the U.S.-mediated ceasefire deal in the Middle East. We're taking a live look now at the Western Wall in Jerusalem, where thousands continue to gather in celebration of the continued path to peace. Now, on Monday, President Trump plans to co-chair a peace summit alongside Egyptian President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi. Leaders from 20 nations, including Britain and France, are expected to attend that event with the hope that a new phase of peace and stability will be established in the region. Now stay tuned, because in our next half hour, Washington correspondent Jackie DeFusco will break down the president's plans for his trip to Israel. Well, today marks day 12 of the federal government shutdown. While most employees are forced to go without pay, President Trump says there's money in the budget to pay U.S. troops this week. Service members are expected to get those checks on Wednesday. Now, it's not clear if they'll continue to be paid afterwards. And nearly 1.4 million federal employees have either been furloughed or are working without pay due to the shutdown, and the effects are being felt for air travel as well. Now, many airports are facing staffing shortages right now, while air traffic controllers and TSA agents are required to show up for work. One expert says many just can't afford to do so.
People call out because they physically cannot come to work because they don't have the financial means to continue to go to work.
The FAA 12 air traffic control facilities were short-staffed on Friday, and while officials say it's safe to fly, some flights may be delayed or even canceled as a result of those staffing issues. Now, here at home, things are fortunately looking quiet this morning. According to the flight tracker FlightAware, Raleigh-Durham International Airport is reporting 1 delay and 2 cancellations. Charlotte Douglas is seeing 5 delays and just 1 cancellation. And in Greensboro, PTI is reporting no delays or cancellations. In Commitment 2025 news, Guilford County officials say the recount for the Greensboro City Council primary race is complete. County Elections Director Charlie Collicutt tells us candidates have a right to a recount when the race is close. And while the final result did not change, he says the process as a whole helps build trust in the community.
It's really nice for our system of transparency for people to see how this back-end process works, to see that these are very close races sometimes. And we do these processes, recounting, hand counting ballots, and it's still the same result at the end of the day.
Now, Collicutt adds both a machine and hand ballot recount confirmed the original result. T. Diane Bellamy Small secured the 6th spot to advance to next month's general election. Just 50 votes separated her and Carla Franklin. Now, the general election is on November 4th. You can scan the QR code right there on your screen, and it will take you to our WXII 12 voter guide. There you will find key dates, voter registration information, and how to find your polling place. Looking ahead in our state, every courthouse across North Carolina is going digital starting tomorrow. Now, that's when eCourts is launching in the 13 counties shaded in orange right there on your screen. That includes both Davie and Davidson County for our region. Now, these counties will join the rest of the state on the new system, which can be accessed online. Covering Forsyth County now, a first-of-its-kind music program is soon coming to Winston-Salem. UNC School of the Arts is launching the American Roots Music Institute for students to learn and create the tunes unique to our region. WXII 12's Kelly Kendall shows us how the new program will connect students to North Carolina's rich heritage.
It's often string music, banjo, fiddle, mandolin, guitar.
Those are some of the sounds found in American roots music. Winston-Salem singer-songwriter Martha Bassett is a part of bringing those traditional sounds to UNC School of the Arts and its new American Roots Music Institute.
This type of music, particularly blues, old-time, bluegrass, that has been an oral tradition. It's community music, and learning it from people in your community will flavor the way you make that music.
The new institute will be a part of the university's School of Music and is being backed by a historic $10 million gift. The school's dean, Saxton Rose, says the institute will offer distinct training and learning from the school's classical music offerings, resulting in a one-of-a-kind program.
North Carolina is the birthplace of so much of this music. There's such incredible history and tradition here, but also a really thriving community of young artists too. And so we want to be the place where those folks can come and study and learn those traditions and go out into the world and make terrific music.
The undergraduate major is expected to launch in 2028, but a minor and high school offerings are launching in the fall of 2026.
Students will have a focus on their particular instrument, but music is music. And if you want to, let's say you're a classical violinist and you want to learn some fiddle tunes, why not do that?
In Winston-Salem, I'm Kelly Kendall for WXII 12 News.
All right, thank you, Kelly. Now you can learn more about the Institute and how to apply when it launches by visiting WXII12.com. The Carolina Classic Fair comes to a close today in Winston-Salem this weekend. Our crews spoke to organizers who say there are several can't-miss events like Twiggy the Water Skiing Squirrel, which is happening at 3, 6, or 8 p.m., as well as the Last Rodeo, which is happening at the U.S. Army Grandstand at 7 p.m. It's football Sunday, and the Panthers are back in action. Coming up, everything you need to know about their Week 6 matchup. But first, severe weather striking the Atlantic coast, what's leading to the dangerous flooding, and how we may be impacted.